So hello you wonderful citizen of the internet, and welcome to another very random favourites video, which I'm making because somebody requested another one because of how positive and happy the last one was, and I felt like that would be good timing to have another one of the same ilk after giving you the last video that I suspect I will have given you with the book which was born out of my suicidal tendencies. It might be nice to have something a bit more positive. So yes, I have a list of very random favourites to waffle about. So as usual, I will leave in the drop down box a list of the timestamps of each thing in case something is completely out of your interests list and you want to just skip ahead. But first of all, I would like to introduce you to my my current style icon. This beautiful frilled lizard. Isn't he gorgeous? He's got a little curly tail and everything. He's so stunning. And yeah, he came for my birthday a month ago. He's by Jellycat, and Jellycat do the most amazing, cute, bizarre stuffed toys. Go to the pet shop just to look at the baby chameleons sometimes. They're so tentative and so like spindly, and their eyes are so big, and they're such alien creatures, and I love them. His tail is so curly and he is so very green like me. So he is number one on my favourites list. So the next thing I would waffle about, I think I will waffle about something that probably interests like a lot of people, because I do get a lot of requests about skincare-y stuff. And I don't think I've ever made like a big skincare video, largely because I'm constantly shifting and changing and trying new things, and I put on probably about 4 or 5 different creams and products in the morning and the evening, which actually isn't that abnormal these days. You know, everyone with their serums and stuff, it's become quite normal to have this massive skincare routine every morning and night. That didn't used to be normal. Like, people used to look at me like I was fucking demented in like the mid 2000s when I would tell them, like, you know, oh yeah, this hoard is like, this is my nightly moisturizer. I put all these things on because I'm so paranoid that like one of them won't be good enough. So I've built up until I've got like 5 of them. So I've so my skincare routine is constantly shifting and very paranoid and very full of weird things. But there are 2 products that I've got in about the past year. I think both of them were initially advertised to me on TikTok, and I ended up buying them, and they're completely amazing. So the first one is this No Face Clarifier. And basically what it is, I think they called it like a liquid exfoliant, and that basically makes sense. That's what it is. That it's amazing that my skin isn't just covered in broken blood vessels, honestly, because I used to scrub my skin so hard because I've always had quite dry skin. I get flaky bits. It makes my foundation look crap. So I used to use like microdermabrasion powders, and I used to just scrub. And recently we've learned that's not a very good thing to do to your skin, particularly as you get older. You will get broken blood vessels as you get older if you're scrubbing your skin. So this thing came along with perfect timing, because this thing, you've got like clean dry skin, and you just put a couple of little drops on like one side of your face at a time, and you just rub with your fingers in circles. And you know how if you have a shower and you've got one of those really good scrubby things and you scrub your skin in the shower, sometimes you get those like grey bits of there's like grey bits of skin coming off, like rolling up and coming off. Basically, this does that to your face, but without needing to scrub. It breaks down the bonds, I think, between dead skin. And so as you're just gently rubbing just with your fingers on your skin, you get these little kind of like whitey grey bits of like balls of dead skin coming out. Like, it's gross and it's satisfying. Like, if you're someone who like me is a bit of a obsessive kind of skin picker, and you like these like gross satisfying things, you will love the No Face Clarifier, because you can, you can do it and you can like look at all the bits that come off and you're like, oh my God, I made this, look what came off my face, wow. And your skin is like so glowy afterwards because you've just taken off the dead skin. Like it doesn't leave it like red or raw or anything. There's no aftercare required. You can just put on moisturizer, put on makeup. It's not like you have to avoid makeup for 24 hours or anything. You can just go about your day, but your skin is so glowy afterwards because you've taken all the crap off it, and it's just luminous and beautiful, and your makeup goes on so smoothly. I think that they say you can do it, I think about every like 4 times a week or something. So basically every other day you can do it if you want to do it that often. I don't do it that often because I can't remember how much this costs, but I know it's not super cheap. It was super cheap the first time I bought it. I think it was on offer, and then they got me hooked, and then they whacked their prices up, and I was like, shit. So now I probably only use it about every week to 10 days, depending how much I'm wearing makeup. If I'm going to an event or something, like if I'm going out, I will usually use this first because it's just so good, and your makeup goes on so well afterwards, and you just feel so glowy, and it's satisfying as fuck. So No Face Clarifier, love this stuff. And then the second thing that TikTok recommended me, which I feel like probably a lot of you guys have probably cottoned onto this because it was so advertised on TikTok. I mean, I know everyone's algorithm's different and stuff, but it was so advertised on TikTok. But the Dipology Matrixyl 3000 serum, again, it's about, I think it's about 30-40 pounds a bottle, so it's again not super cheap, but it is worth it, because I ran out of this for a long time, just because I was like, oh shit, it's kind of expensive, and I haven't got any, and maybe it'll do my skin, because they say sometimes that it's good for your skin to take a break from certain ingredients. So I was like, no, I just won't bother buying any, and my skin didn't decline super fast. But I did notice when I ended up finding a little bit in a bottle, and I used it again, and my skin just plumped right up. And I was like, shit, this thing really makes a difference. I've got to go back to buying this stuff. Like, I've got to go back to coughing up the 40 quid a bottle for this stuff because it is so good. It just everything plump and smooth and youthful. And I swear it's taken about 5 to 7 years off my face, I feel like, going back to using this. So yes, these two things I think are brilliant. So while I'm speaking of aging and things like that, this is a very random thing, and you can't buy it anywhere, I'm afraid, because it comes from the past. It is an item of time travelage. When I actually found this quite a while back, but when I was cleaning out my cupboards a while back, I hit the jackpot. Something that was very, very, very special to me when I was a teenager in the 90s was my incense collection, which I had in this Christmas bag, and I had loads, like every different flavour of incense. I was obsessed with buying incense. And of course, most of it now, it just smells of musty old cupboard, or like you can smell it kind of, but like if you burn it, it doesn't smell super incensey. It just smells like smoke. Which is a real shame because it's lovely to see all of that again. I'm probably going to keep all of it, even though it's useless, just because it's so... When I saw that again, it was like going back in time. It was like, oh my God, like I remember this being so special to me, and like putting on the Sex Pistols and lighting candles and lighting incense and rocking in my hammock chair and reading junk and just dreaming of the day when I would get the fuck out of this town and find some interesting people and have an interesting life, and the irony. But anyway, so the incense was nice, but I did find one incense due to its packaging that has maintained perfectly, and it is this one. Like, as soon as I found this, I Googled to see, like, I didn't know they did incense. Do they still do incense? No, they do not do incense. I don't know how, sorry, I'm going to mangle this. I don't know how you say it, but, L'Occitane, L'Occitane, they do hand cream and various quite expensive hand cream and skincare and stuff like that. Apparently, in the 90s, they used to do incense. And this one is vanilla. And because it's in this metal tube, like say, it hasn't dyed at all. And it's just like the richest, sweetest, most gorgeous, like rich vanilla bean vanilla. It's so nice. It's almost like rich kind of buttercream vanilla frosting smelling. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it smells like that when you burn it too. Finding my 90s incense was completely amazing. And L'Occitane used to do fucking incense. Who knew? And it's weird actually that the packages of the incense that I've got from the 90s, it's so much more varied and beautiful than incense packaging is now. You go to stores and you see incense and it all kind of looks the same to me. Like the packaging is all the same. There's like a few big brands that have just cornered the market. Whereas there used to be all these gorgeous, glorious, like interesting looking packagings. And that's why I was so obsessed with it. And so, because I would, everywhere I went, and I think more shops used to sell incense in the 90s too. Like anywhere you went, there was kind of incense and you would hoard it if you were me. So yes, my time travel-y incense. And while I am talking about things that smell nice, because I have had quite a few requests for BPAL videos, and I'm afraid I didn't buy anything from the Lupercalias this year, mostly due to just being broke. And like the Lupercalias don't tend to be really like my collection anyway. The notes that they use in the Lupercalias are not really my biggest obsession. I'm always about the Halloween and the Christmas mostly, because they're very spiced and very smoky and very kind of spooky and incensey, and those are the ones that I can't resist. So I haven't got super new BPAL at the moment to rave about really. But I do want to have a bit of a rave about my current obsession. I mean, I say I'm not buying BPAL because I'm kind of broke, but then it's like it just gets funneled into some other smelly product. It's like, I can't fucking win. I'm getting increasingly obsessed with natural deodorant. I mean, I don't know whether I will go back to, chemical antiperspirants in summer, because natural deodorants, they still let you sweat, which takes some getting used to. It just doesn't smell, or it smells nice. If you get a really good one, like your sweat happens, but it smells nice, which is a weird and kind of cool experience. But they used to be Wild. I think everyone knows about Wild by now. Most people have tried Wild, I feel like, but there are now increasing numbers of these natural deodorant companies coming around, and I've experimented with another one of them. So I do have I've actually got like a lot more Wild deodorant than these two. These are just the only two that are in cases. Most of mine is still in its little cardboard cases that it comes in, because you know what I'm like, I can't choose a signature fragrance and stick with it. I see all the different fragrances, and I just go, I want to try all of them. So I tend to just use them out of their cardboard packages, because I like to have a different deodorant every day. But so I do have the two cases by Wild, and in them, the most recent one I have got that I'm really, really, really obsessed with is their ocean mist fragrance. And it literally smells like ocean mist. It smells like the sea. And I think that's amazing. It's beautiful, because like if you go for kind of like masculine type fragrances in deodorants and body wash and all that stuff, it can just smell really aggressively like blue. You know what I mean? Like chemical and blue, or it smells like toilet cleaner, or like men really get the raw end of the deal with deodorants and stuff. Whereas with Wild, I've tried quite a few of their more masculine ones. I really like their Thunderstorm one. I really like their Sage and Eucalyptus. But this one was like, this is the one I really like. I'm going to put this in the actual case, and I'm going to use it properly out of the actual case. Like in terms of smelling like the sea, if you've got BPAL's Jolly Roger scent, because that's my all-time favourite ocean smell, is BPAL's Jolly Roger, and it smells like driftwood and salt, and it's so invigorating and so gorgeous, and I just fucking love that scent, particularly in summer. You know, if you're feeling kind of sweaty and gross, just having this like fresh ocean breeze, salty driftwood thing is so refreshing and lovely. It smells nothing like that though. Why did I even bother mentioning that when it smells nothing like that? I guess just to say that there are various shades of ocean, I guess. Like, this doesn't have that driftwood note. It's just very fresh. There is a hint of kind of salt, but it's like sea spray and sea air without being artificial in any ways. It's got that, because that's the thing that's magic for me about scents. That's what I love in scent. They don't smell artificial. They literally smell like what they want to smell of. Not like, oh, an impression of like, you know, a chemically impression of the sea. I don't like that shit. I like it when it literally smells like the sea, and Wild have nailed that with Ocean Mist. And I love it. So that's become my main deodorant at the moment. However, I've still got one of their Christmas ones in my... Oh, I love this case with the little dashings on. I've still got one of their Christmas ones in here, because they did 2 Christmas ones. And it's funny because all of my friends list completely disagreed with me on the Christmas ones. They did like a spiced pear and... Was it spiced pear and orange or something? And they did a, I can't think what the word, Prosecco and winter berries. I loved the Prosecco and winter berries, which is what I've got in here, because it's like, it's spiced and musky and like a little bit sweet, a little bit of winter berries, but it's mostly muted and spiced and musky, and I liked it. Whereas the kind of the spiced pear one was very loud, very sweet, very orangey, and more artificial to my mind. But like saying, my whole friends list completely agreed with me. They were like, disagreed with me rather. They were like, yeah, I Prosecco one, nah. They all preferred the spiced pear, so it you know, it takes all sorts. I've still got some of my spiced pear ones because I've been trying to use them up, but I just don't really like them. Whereas the Prosecco, gorgeous, and the smells have lingered really nicely in this. Like, you know, this was a Christmas one, and it's a natural deodorant, so it probably doesn't really have many preservatives in it. And it's still smelling good in May. There's not much of this left, so I should really just use it up before it goes manky. But yeah, the spiced Prosecco one, like, it was a weird idea for a fragrance, like Prosecco deodorant, but really gorgeous. But yeah, the other company, like, I feel a bit bad for cheating on Wild, because they are so good and they were my first natural deodorant company. I feel like they were the first natural deodorant company to really break the market. I mean, my family have been using natural deodorants for like decades, because my mum is a big hippie, and we used to use the rock deodorant. Does anyone remember those? It was literally like a clear rock in a bag, in like a Hessian bag, and you wet it and you rubbed it under your armpits, and it didn't have a smell, but it stopped your sweat smelling. That was like the original natural deodorant back in like the 90s, literally. And I periodically used that, but it didn't have a smell, and I wasn't particularly sold on it. But then when Wild came on the market and they had these smells and all of that, we were like really into it. So I do feel bad for cheating on them, but Fussy came along, and Fussy had this really cute pink case, and they had some really amazing sounding smells. I'm afraid I can't remember. I can't remember what the fuck this scent is called, because I've had it for a little minute. But I think it was something jasmine, because God, it's actually gotten really strong in there. It's gotten really strong in the case. It's a very jasmine-y one, which I don't really know why I went for that, because I don't normally like jasmine scents particularly. But this one is lovely, and I've tried some of their other ones and I have loved them. But I will say, I don't think, much as I love this cake, like it's very aesthetic, it's very bright, it feels nice in your hand. It doesn't stand up very well, which is a bit annoying. But yeah, they've got a lovely range of scents and all of that. But I do think Wild are better. Like, Fussy deodorant does not last as well or work as well, in my opinion, because I find you have to put it on like every day religiously, if not twice a day, for it to work. Like if you don't have a shower one day and the next day you forget to put on deodorant in the morning with Fussy, you're fucked. You're going to stink. Whereas with Wild, like you can do that and it doesn't matter. As long as you've put on deodorant, like you can go, you know, if you're having just like a depressive period and you just can't be bothered showering and you forget about your deodorant for like 2 or 3 days, like you're not going to smell. Wild deodorants, they keep rolling. They just keep you from smelling bad. Which is great. Although on the flip side, I do think Fussy's scents are stronger. So if you like, you know, when you sweat for it to like really smell of your deodorant and to smell nice, Fussy's scents are stronger. But like say they let you down sometimes. So sometimes you'll smell great, but sometimes you'll smell fucking awful. So it's a gamble with Fussy, and I do feel like my loyalty is to Wild because I feel like they were the first, and Fussy have really like stolen their business model. They've even stolen like the setup of their website. Like their websites are fucking identical. It's a bit shit. So I feel kind of towards Fussy a little bit. So I think Wild is probably where I will stick at. But I just, you know, when I see a deodorant that sounds like it smells gorgeous, I get lured. My loyalty snaps a little bit. So anyway, yeah, the next thing that I wanted to talk about might interest some of my fellow autistic / ADHD oddballs who like carrying the world around on their shoulders like a little tortoise. Like if you're like me and you know, anywhere you go, you have to have like all these comfort items, and you think about like, but what if I need this? What if I need that? What if I need blah? This might interest you. I have been on a bit of a quest of bag buying recently. I think because I went to Resistance Festival in like March or something, and obviously, you know, I booked the hotel, all of this. The algorithm knew I was traveling. So then it gave me all these travel products. It gave me all these backpacks and all this blah, blah, blah. And you know, some of the advertising is so good. I got sucked in. So although I was using a small backpack, like I'd managed to fucking downsize my life to my little clubbing owl backpack, and sometimes like a carrier bag for other things. I have now gone back to my roots, and I have re-upsized to a gigantic fucking backpack. This is the Nordace Sienna, and someone's asked me to do a like what's in my backpack video, so I will probably do that with this bag because it is genius, and it has finally organized me in terms of what I'm carrying around, because usually my backpack would just be full of shit. I mean, like, you know, old bits of chewing gum and like bits of crumbly biscuit where I'd had like emergency biscuits in there and they've all crumbled and they've gone down the bottom and you haven't noticed them. Old water bottles, old pens, like snapped biros so the ink gets all over your hands, forgotten coins, all that shit. That would be like half of what was in my bag before. That can't really happen so easily with the Nordace Sienna, because they have kind of thought of almost everything. There's these two side pockets. There's like a little pocket for your sunglasses to go in. There's like a key leash, so you can have your keys in there, and it's like on a leash, so you can't drop them. And then on the other side of the bag, there's like another little cupboard drawer that's got 3 pockets in. And then the main pocket has like so many pockets in. Like it's got a laptop slot, so you can put your laptop in the back. Actually, it's got like a separate laptop slot. And then it's got so many pockets. It's also got like a lead to go through for a power plug, so you can have a power bank in your bag, and you can just plug your phone into the outside of your backpack, which is quite swizzy, and be carrying your phone around in your pocket while it charges. I love that feature. That's fucking cool. But yeah, it's got so many pockets. So I've got like a selfie stick in here. I've got like an umbrella in here. There's like a designated candy pocket as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, it's so organizational. It's great. However, Oh, and there's a nice big thing for a water bottle, and it takes like a genuinely big water bottle on the side, and you can reach around. Well, I mean, I'm quite hypermobile, so I can reach around and get the water bottle out as I'm walking with the backpack on, which is great. However, I do think there is a giant design flaw with the Nordace Sienna. And that is the fact that it doesn't have an expandable zip around it. You know what I mean? Like some backpacks, they have a zip all the way around that just gives you about this much extra space in width. This bag fucking needed that so much. If it had that, it would be the perfect backpack. And it would have saved me a fortune because I ended up buying a second backpack for like dopamine mostly. I was just having I told you in the last video, I if things are really shit and I don't feel like living, I go shopping to keep myself alive. So I bought myself another backpack basically for that purpose. It's a travel backpack, and I'd like to think I'll go on vacation at some point in the next year, but at the moment I've got no plans, so I splashed out on this crazy backpack purely because this bag doesn't have an expandable zip, so you can't expand it, and the reason that is so silly and so annoying is that the Sienna package, that backpack, it came with these things. It came with like compression cubes, and it came with a wash bag. So it came with like two of these things and a wash bag. So obviously you would think that you should be able to fit your 2 compression cubes and your wash bag into the Sienna. You can't. Not if you've got literally anything else in the backpack. So, if you've got it packed with all your like everyday bits and bobs in there, you can fit like 1 compression cube in there and maybe your wash bag, depending how full your compression cube is. So it doesn't work. It does not work. So I ended up buying the second backpack I bought, which I haven't brought over to show you because it's not full of stuff and it's not exciting looking really. It's just a kind of plain black backpack, but it's bigger and it's more spacious, and it works really well with these Nordace compression cubes. That is the Tropic Feel Hive backpack. I'll put up a picture. You can fit 4 massive stuffed compression cubes, Nordace compression cubes in there. And that's the dopamine. It was like putting God, I'm so sad. But these compression cubes, I got such a kick out of them. Basically, what you've got is it's this thing, and there's like a second zip around it, so you can unzip it and you can make it all big, and you can put your clothes in there, and then you can kind of squash it down, do up the zip, and it squishes it. So you can pack so much more shit, particularly like clothing and stuff. Anything squishy, you can pack it like really, really well. And when I got these things, I played with them for days. It's so sad, but it was like toddler blocks for adults. I just kept getting all my clothes out and thinking like, okay, so if I was going to like Resistance again, here are all my festival clothes. How many of them can I fit into the compression cubes? How many of them can I fit into a backpack? How many of them can I fit into a little suitcase? And I think next year, if I go to Resistance, which I hope I will, I should be able to massively downsize my suitcase, because I bought the biggest suitcase in the world with me this year and I could barely get my shit in it. Whereas with these compression cubes, I think I'm going to be able to take a small suitcase, and a backpack and be sorted. So yeah, I absolutely love these things. I think they are brilliant. And oh my God, I just have to jump in here a little bit more, because these backpacks are revolutionizing my life, and they might revolutionize yours too. If like I can give you a few tips on the things that you need and the things you don't need, because I feel like I've kind of bought like a lot of unnecessary things, but I'm making them work, and I'm finding some things are really useful on the daily. So these are my two backpacks side by side. The Tropic Feel Hive is the kind of black one without the cute little brown details. I really like the brown detailing on the sienna. The Tropic Feel one is like a little bit bigger in every direction than the sienna, and it can become even bigger than that because it's got like this bit on the bottom that can pop out the bottom, and it can hold literally a pair of shoes. Even though my feet are quite big, it can hold a pair of shoes on the bottom. It just pops out. It's great. But I bought a lot of the accessories that came with the Tropic Feel. Like, it was fucking expensive, dude. It was a really like oh man, this is dark, but like I really didn't think I was gonna live for the month I bought it in. I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna it doesn't matter if I haven't got any money, because I'm gonna buy this thing, I'm gonna play with it, and then fuck it. That's the mood I was in, so I bought this ludicrously expensive thing, but it is turning out to be a really useful item, actually, because one of the things it comes with is, instead of like really compression cubes, it comes with a compression wardrobe. So you've got this thing that hangs up and you put all your clothes in it. So I've got it hanging on the back of my door at the moment, and it takes so much stuff. Like, I've got a bunch of different t-shirts in there. I've got about 3 or 4 pairs of trousers in there. I've got like socks and shorts and underwear and things like that. And it's all just like hanging on the back of my door and giving me so much more space. And then you can squash it with these things on the side, these straps on the side. You squash it down and it squashes tiny. It really does. And then it goes into the backpack, because the good thing about the Hive backpack is that it does have the expansion zip around the side to make it deeper. So you can put this wardrobe in there and it doesn't even fill the whole flipping backpack. You can still fit a Nordace compression cube on top that's maybe got like 2 big fat hoodies in. And so you're basically packed for like, I don't know, like, a summery week maybe, or like maybe a winter weekend, because obviously like winter clothes are chunkier, but the wardrobe is brilliant. I did buy the compression cube that comes with the Hive, and it's really stupid because it doesn't work with the Hive. Like, it's supposed to strap under that funny little flap that's on the front. It does not. If you put anything in it at all, it's too fat and you can't get it in there. But the crazy thing is, the Hive compression cube actually goes really nicely into the Sienna backpack, like the other backpack that it didn't come with. So I've now filled it with all my swimming stuff, and it's going to be perfect next time I go swimming, like, because you can hang it up and it's got all your stuff in there, so you don't have to have it on like the manky desk that everyone's been sitting their bare bums on and everything. You can have all your stuff hanging up, and and it just, because it's like a bigger but thinner compression cube, it slides into the Sienna backpack even when you've got stuff in there. So that is great. So if you do get the Sienna and you want compression cubes, I would say if you really want them to go in the Sienna, don't bother with the Nordace compression cubes. Hop over to the Tropic Feel and get a Hive compression cube if you can buy it on its own, which I think you probably can. And it works really nicely as like a little combo thing. Oh yeah, and the other cool thing about the Tropic Feel backpack is it's got like another feature that really just gives me dopamine, is that it's got a hidden bum bag, or like fanny pack if you're American. It's so funny, like bum bag. To be fair, bum bag sounds like an insult whatever country you're in. I think Bottom or the Young Ones used it as an insult once, you fucking bum bag, and I love that as an insult. But fanny pack, when I first heard the term fanny pack when I was about 16 or 17, oh my god, I was like horrified, because over here a fanny is not a bum, a fanny is girl parts. So like and it's quite a kind of childish, like rude word for girl parts. So fanny pack to an English person, it's like, what the fuck? And like to an American, it's like it's a completely standard word, like fanny pack. Oh, and people say things like, "I'll pat you on the fanny" and things. What the fuck? If you're English, it's a big cultural divide. The word fanny. And to think that used to be a name as well is wild. But anyway, what I was saying about the bum bag fanny pack thing, there's like the straps that go around your waist on the Tropic Feel Hive backpack. It actually, you can pull it out, and it's a bum bag in there, so you can use it as like a shoulder sling bag thing as well. It's not very big, it's not very spacious, obviously, because it's kind of stuffed in the bag most of the time, but it's just about big enough to carry some kind of cash and your phone. And there's actually like a little slot on the side that is just big enough for like a credit card. I mean, I wouldn't trust it with a credit card because there's no zip on it, but I would say like if you've got like an Oyster card or something, it would be perfect for that, like a travel card. So that there's just so many cool features on these two backpacks. Both of them have, I mean, there's downsides on both of them because the Tropic Feel doesn't have a decent bottle. Like, it's so stupid. It's a big travel bag, and it's big, and it's spacious, and it's gorgeous, and it's so well thought out, and you can hardly fit a water bottle in the side. What the fuck? And also the Tropic Feel, it doesn't have the power plug thing going through it, so you can't plug your phone in and charge it from the outside, and I get so much dopamine from that feature. I love it, being able to plug my phone into my bag and it charges. I feel like I'm living in the future. So there's like ups and downs to both backpacks, so I'm glad I've got both of them. They've kind of become my pride and joy. They're both just like sitting at the side of my room where I can just play with them at will, and I play with them and I think, oh, where could I go? Maybe so I'm thinking maybe at some point I might drive down to Brighton, but it's kind of a long drive for me. I don't really do long drives, so I might break it up and like stop somewhere like Oxford, maybe stay a night in Oxford, pop down to Brighton, do like a 2 or 3 nights in Brighton, pop back up the same way, kind of break my journey again. So this is kind of my theory. I haven't booked any of this yet, and who knows if I'll get around to doing any of it, but it's my little dream. It's my little dream to think about while I'm packing my bag. Like, what would I need? I can put these things in my bag. Do they fit? Oh wow, they fit. Oh, the dopamine. And so yeah, this has been my little happy time. The last little while has been packing and unpacking backpacks. I am demented. Anyway, back to the video. Thank you for tolerating this shit. What is left for me to? Oh. This is slightly on the same subject in terms of organisation and dopamine. This has also given me a vast amount of dopamine. It's very, very sad. But I bought myself, this is the first time I've actually bought myself a medication organiser. Usually I just keep my meds in a drawer. Sometimes it's very tidy, sometimes it's a shit show. Often I lose my meds. I go to the pharmacy and I'm like, can I reorder these? And they're like, no, you can't. You've still got a month's worth left. And I'm like, well, where is it then? Because I don't know. But hopefully those days are over because I've bought myself a thing. So I have this beautiful rainbow thing. I just got this off Amazon. I did have to switch around the Saturday and the Sunday, those two bottom ones. My camera's not focusing, but the two bottom ones, I had to switch around the order of Saturday and Sunday because the rainbow doesn't work. They tried to put orange next to green in the rainbow, and who the fuck does that? What kind of psychopath does that? So I had to switch them around. So my Saturday and my Sunday are around the wrong way, but it's okay. And you get, if I pull one out for you, I've got like a little, I like to leave little notes to myself in there too. It's quite useful because, most of the day, one of these will be on my desk reminding me of my meds. So I can leave little notes to myself in there, and I actually remember to do things, which is great. In another lifetime, maybe I should have been a pharmacist or something, because I really enjoy doling out the medication every week, like just putting it in the little slots, putting the little things in, stacking it all back up. Oh, because also, I did get myself some of these too. Which these, if you're in America, BTW, like if you're in America, medication organisers apparently, according to Google, are not necessarily legal to carry around with you. If you've got your medication out of its packet and you've got it just in some random thing, it may be illegal. So like watch out for that if you're in America and you're like traveling with meds. But this was another thing that was like advertised to me, and I was like, that looks fucking cool. That looks organizational. I'm going to get one. So you've got these things, and you can cut out the labels, and you can put the labels on there, and you can put your shit in the doodahs. So that's quite satisfying. So I got one of those, and now that means, you know, when I do my weekly dole out into one of these, I don't have to just get out like all the fucking boxes. I can just get out this, and I can just, you know, take things from there, and I can see a lot more easily like when I'm running out of things too, because I can see, okay, there's only like 5 pills left. I need to order them. Ooh, I've talked for a long fucking time, haven't I? But there's one thing left. Did want to show you this. This is quite boring, so I keep saying I'm going to shut up. The final thing that I'm quite excited about, TikTok made me buy a water flosser. These used to be about £140, and I couldn't bear to spring that on just something that flushes your teeth out. Like, they're so boring, like what the fuck. But now you can get them for about 20 quid. This thing is brilliant, because I hate flossing my teeth. I hate doing it. It's boring. I hate doing it. I'm always, like, my dentist is always telling me off, because, you know, for most of my life, my teeth were so cramped and so wonky that nothing could get between them because they were so crammed. So I never had to floss. And now my teeth are straight. They've got gaps between them, and I have to floss, but I'm not used to it, and I fucking hate it, and I can never remember. So my dentist hates me. And but now I've got this. I like doing it. It's fun. So you know, pretty much every day, even twice a day most days, I do the water flosser thing. And I haven't seen my dentist yet. I'm due for an appointment, so I'm going to see whether he's like slightly more impressed with me now that I've started doing this. I think my teeth are better. I think you know when you've just had the hygienist and you can see like little gaps at the bottom of your teeth where like it's all clean and there's like nothing in there and there's no plaque and all of that. And I have all those little gaps in my teeth, even though it's been months since I had the hygienist. So I think this thing works brilliantly. Certainly, again, kind of gross, but if you're someone who is into gross, satisfying shit, when you're flushing your teeth out, I do it like over a bucket, just because otherwise it sprays around the fucking bathroom, I feel like. And you can see all the bits that get flushed out of your teeth, and it's kind of ew, but it's also kind of satisfying. So yeah, water flosser, I think they are brilliant. Now they've come down in price. Like, I think it's worth getting one. If, like me, your dentist hates you and you can't bear flossing because it's so boring and you never remember, try a water flosser. It's quite fun. It's squirty, 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 squirty. It's fun. Yeah. So anyway, that is my rather vast, actually, list of favourites. And yes, if you missed the memo, my 3rd book has just come out. It is called Exit Note, and the details are in the drop down. It is on Amazon, and I'll link the video kind of announcing it and talking about it. I'll link that below too if you are interested in that. Yes, because that's the other thing that's kind of, I mean, I feel like when I make a favourites video, it almost becomes a bit of a life update. And I'm hoping that my videos are going to be more regular again now than they have been for a while because of that book, basically, and my complete fixation on editing it and getting it right and all of that. Now that I've, kind of birthed it into the world, I'm making this video today, and even though I've eaten something that doesn't really like me, and I feel kind of twitchy and weird and a little bit sick at the moment, but I wanted to make a video anyway because I was just so lost for what I was going to do with myself today. Because the book is done. What the fuck am I supposed to do with myself? Like, yes, I've got two other writing projects that I should be focusing on, but I'm finding it hard to just like shift gears and get into them right now. So I was like, what do I do with myself? I haven't got the book to do. What do I do? So I was like, oh, fuck it, I'll make a video. So hopefully there will be more videos becoming more regular again. The writing video life balance will be back in place. So that's what I'm hoping anyway. Anyway, this is a waffle. I'm going to shut up and fuck off. So thank you for watching, and hope you have a nice day. Over and out. Bye-bye.